Andrews, Democrat from New Jersey, and Republican Congressman Robert Latta from Ohio. And despite the fact that they look alike and they both have red ties, they are not related biologically, probably not ideologically either. But Congressman Latta, let me go first to you. Did you think the president's speech today was too partisan?
Well, I tell you, what we need in this country are jobs, jobs, jobs. That's what people in my district are saying, and that's the #1 issue. Years back, we had a governor in the state of Ohio by the name of Jim Rhodes, and he preached that over and over and over again. If we're going to get anywhere, we've got to have jobs. And I'm back in my district every weekend. And what the folks back home have told me, and right from the factory floor, a gentleman came up to me this past August when we were home. He said, you know, I don't understand what you guys are talking about health care for, because if I can't put a roof over my family's head, if I can't put food on the table, you know, I'm in trouble. I don't need health care right now. I need a job. And I had 6 of my 16 counties that had over 15% unemployment. I represent the largest manufacturing district in Ohio, the 15th largest in Congress, and we're suffering out there right now.
I know. It's very tough across the nation. Representative Andrews, the president really did exactly what Representative Latta said, talked about jobs. In fact, he talked about new job tax breaks, extending SBA loans, lending possibly through TARP, $50 billion in infrastructure that might in some way help small businesses, plus rebates. But let me ask you the same question we just asked our small business guy and John Lonsky of Moody's. Can you inspire demand simply by, I don't want to say throwing money, but putting money to a problem? And how will this work if the president gets his wish?
You can't inspire demand simply by throwing money, but you can help it along with some other things. And I think the president's on the right track here. I think a zero capital gains tax for certain small business investment makes sense. I think the expensing provisions make sense. I think more highway and road and transportation construction makes sense. And I think more credit flowing to small business makes the most sense. So the idea of redirecting some of this Wall Street money to the small business, I think it will have a lot of support.
Congressman Latta, the president said we are going to wind down TARP. He also said that we are going to tap into the remaining TARP line in order to spend money on new jobs programs. Now, the law requires TARP lending and purchasing authority to expire on December 31st, this month. Is it going to expire, or do you think rather than allowing it to wind down, the president will extend it?
Well, I tell you, #1, you know, I think if you look at the law, that we're saying that the money is supposed to go back in the deficit reduction and then reduce this debt. You know, as one of your earlier, your person that was just speaking a little bit before the break, you know, I heard the exact same thing in my district. My people can't get money. You know, I think the feds come down too hard out there on our local banks. And they're also scared about the whole question about health care. They're scared about the whole issue about cap and tax and a question on taxes. But if we're going to get this country turned around, we're going to have to inspire the folks back home by what we do here in Washington. And one of the things, they don't have confidence in it. Because if they're going to have, they got to have confidence in us right now to go back into this and get these jobs going. But right now, I've got factories out there that had 170 people. They're down to 25. And that's sometimes when you start hearing that, oh, you know, the recession's over and people, you know, we're not losing any more jobs. But I got people hanging on by their fingernails right now.
Representative Andrews, to that point, how soon could we see some type of relief if that TARP money, that TARP line, is used for that? I think people are getting very nervous about all the spending that's going on in this country.
Yeah, I think we should get nervous about that. I think one of your earlier commentators had it exactly right. We got to get out of this recession, which we're certainly not out of yet, but when we do, then the emphasis has got to be on cutting that deficit back. I think the goal should be a minimum of 3% of GDP eventually, but I think that we got to get out of this woods first. And the way to do that is to stimulate demand and to have a productive investment in the small businesses that create 3 out of every 4 new jobs created in the country, which is what the president's proposing.
Gentlemen, great to have you here. Thank you very much for coming. Please come again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see them stand together, because I think after these live shots are done, sometimes they talk and maybe strike some good.
Well, they're joined at the hip. They are Siamese twins. All right. Well, are we a second-rate country?
Oh, boy, we hope not. But what are the